up, everybody? Good to see you. Is it Monday already? It's Monday
already.
Oh, that's right, baby. It is November 2nd. November 2nd?
Mm-hmm.
November 2nd. Welcome to November.
Man, 2020 is almost over.
We're cruising, baby. We are cruising, and we're getting out of the bruising. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. My name is Billy Floyd, and that is...
Commodore.
That's right, baby. We're the KitchenKillaz from Orlando, Florida. Brought to you by... we haven't done that one in a long time.
Brought to you by...
Classified as a touring acoustic duo, crashing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday, and we do it
free.
And tonight is the weekly wrap-up. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. The weekly wrap-up consists of exactly what is in the title. We wrap the week, baby. We go over the last 7 days of events that we were a part of, different types of shows, sponsors, friends, families, parties, all that good stuff. Because we
sprinkle in a comment or two on my experiences as well.
Yeah, because we always want to throw out a lot of appreciation and a lot of hellos and thank yous for the people that we spent last week with, which were absolutely freaking chock full of awesome people, man. From really good guests to really great shows to Casador Studios, a fantastic chef on Friday night, which was so much fun. The food was absolutely incredible. To a cool little Halloween party on Saturday, a nice relaxing walk through the park on Sunday, and here we are at Monday, baby. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Jen Hogan. Hi, all looking and sounding good. Well, I appreciate that. Very good. Lynn Floyd, Kyle Nunez, Shelly Wheeler, Michelle Hess. Michelle, great to see you. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And welcome to Monday night. What's up, Lisa Baker? Good to see you, love.
Hi.
It's always awesome to see other extremely talented people pop into the feed to like hang out with us.
Yeah.
I feel humbled by that. Oh yeah, absolutely. So how was everybody's week? What up there? Speaking of humbled. Oh, there we go. I see Peyton.
Howdy.
Peyton's in the house. What's up? Oh, I see her. Hello. How you doing back there? You guys are awesome. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We are really excited. We're going to have a fantastic musical guest as soon as we get through this wrap up. We go through the wrap up. We have one song. Then we're gonna have Peyton jump in here, and she is with her guitarist tonight, so they're gonna hopefully play some jams.
All right.
We're gonna have a really good time. We're totally looking forward to it. Oh, the camera angle's looking good. I know you guys can hear me. You guys don't know what I'm looking at, but you guys are looking good. That's a big table. I love that table. It's a fabulous table. Yeah, that's a nice. Well, that's like 10 out of 10.
It may be like our kitchen because like in here it's like just right there. Yeah, it's put like on the camera. It looks like it's 70 feet away. 10
out of 10 table. That's one of the coolest tables I think. It's
shiny.
Right now, of all the tables that I've seen today, that's the best table that I've seen. Oh yeah, I already like Peyton just because of that specific table. Just alone, like we've only listened to her online. Fantastic. She's got a fantastic following. But if we judge people solely on how awesome their table is, Peyton's
you get a 10.
Yeah, Peyton's my favorite person right now. 10 out of 10. That table is absolutely fantastic, and it looks like she has a puppy dog too.
Who also likes to sit on the lap.
Yeah, she definitely looks like that. Kimberly K. Suter, great to see you. Carlos Trujillo, another fantastic musician. Great to see you guys, and thank you very much for spending some time with us. So we're gonna burn through this wrap up real quick. We're gonna get through the last 6 days of absolute awesomeness, and then we're gonna be chatting with
decade.
It feels like 2020's felt like its own decade. I feel like we went from 2010 to 2020, and now we're going to 2021.
Like, you talk about something that happened in March. You're like, damn, that was like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Dang.
That was a whole world ago. I don't know. It was a lifetime ago.
Yep. This has been the longest year ever, guys.
That is it's 20. That's a lot of table, Jen Hogan. I would say more than 22 inches. I'm gonna go like that's like a 73-foot table. I'm very good at numbers. I'm fantastic with numbers. I'm really good at judging distances. I'm gonna go 73 feet. Yeah, it looks like 73 feet long. Yeah. Oh,
I thought you were going to say 73 inches.
No, that's probably the longest table I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, I feel like they took it from a castle in the medieval times.
Or maybe from the first Batman movie.
And the very first Batman movie.
Could you pass the salt?
Is that what's going on? I think that's what's going on. They got it from the Wayne estate.
They went to the museum of the movie.
Wayne Manor.
Where they had like special items from the movie. And they're like, I want that.
I want that table right there. And they're like, you're Peyton. We'll give you whatever you want.
No
big deal. What, you want the biggest table on the face of the planet?
You can't have the salt, though.
It's yours. No salt for you.
No, just the table.
Just the table.
Get your own salt.
So thank you guys very much for joining us. We most certainly appreciate it. We're going to rock through this real quick. Then we're going to chat with Peyton. We're going to talk to her about this incredible career that she's already had. And I'll tell you, man, she's a mover and a shaker, and she has surrounded herself with incredibly talented people that truly believe not only in what she believes in, but her ability to achieve greatness. And we're really blessed and excited to have her share a couple minutes of her time and her story with us as well. We've got all of her websites up. As you guys got it. She's got SoundCloud. She's on Twitter. She's killing it. She's on Instagram right now. She's got 30,000 followers on our Facebook page. We listened to a couple of her tunes just before we started the show. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, this is a young artist that writes her the content that she writes comes from a wise soul.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's very, very, very interesting, and I'm really excited to introduce you guys to Peyton. For those of you that have already heard of Peyton, I'm not surprised. Like, I kind of feel like you guys may be introducing us to Peyton because she's rocking and rolling, man. We're really excited to have her be part of the show. So let's get into it. Last Monday, a huge shout out. Thank you guys for joining us. We had Alfred Pennyworth, our good friend Brett Sherman, who jumped on as an amazing artist right out of Central Florida. He just launched his own 30-page art book on Amazon, so it was really nice to be able to talk to him. We wrapped it with a little Long Day by Matchbox 20 off of Yourself or Someone Like You. And then we ended it with a little TPJ from our good friend Thomas Carter Rochester, Toilet Paper Jesus, a song that he wrote and created absolutely fantastic. So I love playing that song.
I got a friend request from him today.
Good. Did you accept it?
I did.
Oh, well, all right.
I don't know.
You sound slightly reluctant about that.
Yeah, I was like,
kind of accepted it.
Yeah,
accept.
He's a cool guy.
Delete. Decline.
I might. I don't know.
So it was last Tuesday we put up a poll. This was an all-original poll. We put up 5 songs. We had Mannequin and Elevate. We also had Drift, Slide, Collide, Lay in Disarray, and Walking Man on the poll last Tuesday. We rocked those songs at Castledore on Wednesday night, and the cool thing was Shelley Wheeler, the one and only, surprised us both by slipping into town on a Tuesday afternoon, which was really fantastic. She joined us at Castledore. We got to hang out with Zach and Alyssa. We even got to meet Corrine, one of the co-owners of Castledore Studios, so it was really great to be able to meet her and talk to her and for her to kind of see what Zach's going on, because Zach's a next level thinker. You know, he's working with some incredible stuff, brand new camera setups, new lighting setups, brand new integrated sound setups. Every time we go back there,
I don't even know how to say some of those things.
Remind me, next month we have to bring our in-ear sets. So we're going to bring those and we're going to add those into the fold.
We are graduating
next month.
Again.
Actually, this month. So it was really great at Castledore this past Wednesday. A huge shout out to Zach and Alyssa for having us. Absolutely incredible people. Fantastic recording studio. If you guys are looking at any recording, they do so many different genres of music. They do voiceovers. They do mixing and mastering. Even if you're remote and you have to send in your stems, they can mix and master it for you remotely and get them back to you. Zach's absolutely incredible dude, man, and so is Dr. Alyssa Rose. Corrine was fantastic. It was nice to be there with like the whole team.
Oh yeah.
You know, it felt cool being back there with Shelley and Alyssa and Zach and like kind of being in the house. It was really nice. So a huge shout out to Castledore for hosting us last Wednesday. We had such a good time.
We played so many songs.
Yeah, well, we normally do when we go to Castledore because they work so hard for the whole setup. It's like we don't just want to play 2 and flip the pick and get out of here.
Just play one song and then break it all down.
I think we did like 5 or 6 songs. We played Heathens just because. I think we also did the Pop-Tart song that we did Lay in Disarray for Flip the Pick, and our winners were Drift, Slide, Collide, and Walk 'Em In. They were only 1 vote away from each other, which was super cool. Then we did some Prince of Light as well. That was just a yeah. So we rocked pretty much it was like a 7-song set at Castledore Studios on Wednesday night. So huge shout out to Zach and Alyssa for hosting us. We had a good time, and it's always good seeing Shelley. Thursday was prep for Friday. This past Friday, we had the voodoo chef Eric Youngs in the house, and he created some outstanding food. Absolutely incredible. And you could tell he's done some catering work before because he was plating and he was rocking and rolling. I mean, he was meticulous and mechanical when it came to his delivery and his creation in the kitchen itself. Like, he's commanding.
In addition to how delicious everything was, because I continued eating that beef for the rest of the show.
Dude, the tostada itself was incredible.
But in addition to that, I heard so many comments from the people that were here about like his execution. Yeah. Like he was just a beast in the kitchen, just knew exactly everything was prepped right, and he fed everybody. Everybody was just like sitting there, and he was like,
yeah, chef's table was getting food to left and right, man. It was super cool to have Eric Youngs in the house, the voodoo chef himself. He brought his own seasonings. He brought all of his own stuff. He brought all of his own food. Like, he was ready to rock and roll. He prepped so much. He had it ready to go, man. He walked in. He had his full cart, brings the cart in, unloads all the food, unloads all the drink, unloads all the ingredients, says, get out of the kitchen, this is mine. And we're like, all right, baby, it's all you. And he rocked it, man. A huge shout out to Eric Youngs for joining us. We're actually going to be joining him in a couple weeks for a chef's takeover, which is going to be really cool. And then we're going to Dark Horse Distillery, and we're doing a show there as people are coming to pick up their house-made gin. Which is Dark Horse Gin, which is super cool. So a huge shout out to Voodoo Chef for joining us. We had chips con queso con carne, warm house pimento, voodoo chorizo, pico chives, and micro cilantro, which is freaking fantastic. We also did the grilled cabbage twisted shrimp salad, but instead of shrimp, we did the pulled pork. and that was outstanding as well. That was the chiffinated cabbage with the
really
pepper medley and the dirty jerk bacon. Oh, that jerk bacon put it over the top, man.
I really enjoyed
Absolutely
that.
Incredible. Oh, yeah. We also had the dirty tostada. That was my favorite. I think I took one, and usually I'll take one bite, and I'll put it down, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, you just kept going.
I couldn't stop. It was so good.
And I appreciate you taking that one.
Oh, man.
You looked at it, and you were like,
I got this, bro.
Commodore doesn't want this one.
That was espresso sirloin, tomato, avocado, crema, green onion, micro cilantro, and egg yolk, and crispy corn tortilla. And I got to say, I could have eaten 12 of those. They were absolutely fantastic.
I thought you were going to.
The flavor was incredible. I couldn't even put it down. I was like, just keep talking. Keep them going. Man, it was so awesome.
And then for the rest of the show, while you were talking, I was eating those little diced beef things with the cotija cheese.
He left it. You know? Yeah, you can't leave something like that in front of the Commodore. He's going to eat it. That's just the way it's going to work, baby.
Normally, I don't just continue eating for the rest of the show.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Oh, my God. That was my favorite. The cabbage salad was my second favorite, but that beef, man.
Yeah. Oh, the Voodoo Chef killed it, man. And we're going to be working with him with a couple events. He actually called me that night after he left. He called me. He was like, hey, man, I'm on the way back. I just finished my radio spot on 102.5. I just wanted to thank you guys for hosting me. Thank you so much for allowing me to come over and meet your crew and meet your people. You have such great people. Like, the energy in the house is so amazing. I would love to come back anytime. I'm thinking, bro, thank you.
Turn around.
Yeah.
Come right now.
Come on back, baby.
Make some more stuff.
So it was. We were really happy to have had the Voodoo Chef Eric Youngs himself in the house on Friday. It was absolutely fantastic. A huge shout out to everybody that joined us. We had the Mad Scientist in the house, Patricio Solano, our good friend Mike Conway, Jessica Burns was in the house, Shelly Wheeler all the way from Texas came and spent some time with us, which is absolutely fantastic. We filled the house with some incredible people, some amazing food, and some fantastic memories. So it was a lot of fun. Saturday we had a little Halloween party, which was pretty cool. We just kept it nice and easy. Josh Mullis and Tally Jimenez came by. Tally did a Pikachu witch. She got like Pikachu fabric, witch fabric, and she made her own dress. She had a little hat on, and I went as a Pikachu pirate. Oh, yeah. You missed the whole thing. I went as a Pikachu pirate, which was a lot of fun. Our good friend Jared came by as the Punisher. Zach Cabral came by as Zach Cabral, which was pretty interesting.
I mean, he's famous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Dr. Alyssa Rose came by as a kind of like a little bend on a Rosie the Riveter, which was really cool. Shelly was a super cute, like a pirate, like a female pirate. I think that's the same name, pirate. I think it's gender neutral. She was fantastic. Her and Josh Mullis are dancing their butts off. Zach brought the Oculus 2, so we're playing Vader's Vault VR. Like, we got movies. Mike Conway was here. He came as Ash, which was fantastic. We had such a good time on Saturday night. I hope you guys had a fantastic Halloween and a safe Halloween. I didn't know what the Halloween trick-or-treaters were going to be like in the neighborhood because we've never been here before. So I was like, oh, look, here's a bag of 290 pieces of candy. That should be enough. And then as soon as I get back, I asked the neighbor, I'm like, hey, Larry, what does Halloween normally look like? He said, man, we're kind of on a dead end, and there's a really nice neighborhood down here that gives away great candy. I've never seen any trick-or-treaters. I'm like, great, I have 290 pieces of candy to eat. Fantastic.
And luckily, there's some strawberry nerds in there.
That's what I'm talking.
I've had at least 3 boxes.
Yeah.
I love strawberry nerds.
So it was good, man. Sunday was a nice chill day, which was really great. Just kind of taking it easy. Shelly and I went for a walk. Did you guys go to the park? Is that where you guys went for a walk? Lake Lotus, right? Lotus Park.
We just walked up the street, my normal path.
Gotcha.
Up the street and then take a right, take a left, and then down that street. How you get to 7-Eleven?
Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Gotcha.
When you get right to the sign that says stop sign is coming,
right.
That's exactly exactly 1 mile.
Nice.
And
2 mile walk.
Back. Yeah.
Nice. We went to Lake Lotus. I had never been there. Lake Lotus Park, which is right across the street from the house, which is because it's just been closed the entire time.
Yeah.
We walked for like 2.5 hours, man. Like that's a beautiful park.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. It was really, really pretty. The weather was absolutely fantastic. The weather this weekend in Florida was fantastic.
It was incredible.
We're getting to those. This is the time of year you want to be in Florida. Mm-hmm. This is it right now. Like, if you went a week ago, you're melting. Like, that's the way it works.
Unless you're trying to get a tan.
From now to like January,
it's
it's super cool. It's so beautiful outside. Like, I most certainly recommend it. This is the time for fire pits and marshmallows and opening the windows and just kind of letting this beautiful Florida air fill the house with just incredible temperatures and smells. The humidity is way down, so it's not like crazy, which is normally how it is in Florida.
So good.
But it's a really, really great time of year. So that was our weekend, and we made it to the wrap up. What's up? We have our good friend Peyton jumping in here in just a moment. It looks like, I don't know, did they just switch spots? They did. They switched spots a while ago.
Yeah.
Still have the best table. Still the greatest table. I've been Googling the best tables, and this Peyton still wins. Yeah, like right now, that's the best table that I've seen. If we listen to Peyton and we love her music, her music is gonna have to really be incredible to take over how amazing that table is. Because like right now, tables 10 out of 10. The music that I've heard online,
I think she's got it.
Still incredible.
I think she's got it.
Plus, I think her guitarist has long hair. I think he has a back and a ponytail, which is fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he's got amazing sideburns. I like these guys already.
And 2 thumbs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 2 thumbs. And they got a puppy. Look how awesome the puppy is. Puppers! So good to see you, pupper dog. So we got run song to go through, and then we're going to be chatting with Peyton. So we're going to burn through this as fast as we can because you guys aren't here to see us. You're here to see Peyton. Don't lie. We know. However, we definitely want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's so good to see everybody. Thank you very much for joining us this past Friday, Wednesday, and Monday, and over the last 3 years of shows, Crashing Kitchens all around the country. We have a fantastic, I think we're heading back to Kaluos this Friday. We're going to go see Kaluos. We crashed her kitchen about a year ago before these incredible renovations that she did to her house. So she's so excited to have us back.
I'm excited to see the changes.
Yeah, me too, man. She works hard, bro. She works really hard. So this song is our first and last of the evening. And then we're going to be chatting with our special guest of the night, a musical guest, if you will, and a fantastic table with an incredible puppy.
Let it go, Billy.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's amazing.
We're not here to interview the table.
So what? I obsess. Leave me alone. If I see something I love, I talk about it. Just the way I was brought up. However, this is the Great Commodore. You are unmuted, sir. There we go, baby. This is called Elevate. I hope you guys are having a good Monday. Thank you for sharing some time with us tonight. We most certainly appreciate it. And yeah, living the dream, staying out of trouble, and enjoying and falling in love with your Monday. Here we go. Driving through this autumn mist, I spin, I twist these words in time for you. Come is my denominator, elevated thoughts surrounding you. As parallels don't drift or settle, mind me as I kind of fall for you. With these bending lines and diamond bats reflecting bright white light right back through you. With candy lips so bursting breath, but don't you pull that kiss from me too. I won't interject, but I digress as that red dress falls fast from nose to thread to wood. There goes your good right at that door. The wood could, should, and might. In this moment, let's jump on it. Fingertips to lips as hips turn light tonight. As candles turn and moments burn, this hesitation in my soul for you. This wall crashes down here where this crown and drown that frown way down from truth to true. With candy lips so bursting red, but don't you pull that kiss from me too. I won't interject, but I digress as that red dress falls fast from nose to that afterglow, both fall and glow some way. Let's beam dark stars straight down to you. To you. Let's take a minute here. Let's lay down all these fears that pin us to these scars and tears. With candy lips so bursting prep, but don't you pull that kiss from me too. I won't interject, but I digress as that red dress falls fast from nose to that afterglow, both fall and close some way. Let's beam dark stars straight down to. Oh, don't tell us so, the less they know, the better it will be for me and for me and you. For me and you. For me and you. For me and you. Let it fade. All right, baby. Nice. Well done, Commodore. Sounding good. What's everybody? Thank you guys for joining us tonight. A huge shout out to everybody for spending some time with us on Monday through Friday. That was the wrap up. This Wednesday, we are going to have another You Pick Two poll result show with a poll going up tomorrow at 12. And this Friday, we're going to be at Kaluo's house. Our good friend Sarah Shulak, an absolutely incredible person, fantastic creator, amazing artist. We're going to be crashing her kitchen for the second time because she has renovated her entire house, and she is super super excited to have us come back. We chatted a little bit today. She's so excited about like different angles and where everything's going to be. She's like, I'm just so stoked. They're going to be making all the food, which is going to be super cool.
All right.
So you guys got to check it out. Wednesday at 7:05, Friday at 9:05. But right now, that's right. Let's bring in our special guest of the evening.
Special guest, Entree.
Yeah. Entree? Is that French?
I don't know what that is.
So not only are we introducing you to an incredible musician, another incredible musician with fantastic hair, a super cute puppy doggers, and one of the best tables on the face of the planet. Let's chat with him myself. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Good to see you. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us. Today's Monday. How's your Monday been?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
On
Not much going on today.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being I wish I could wake up and start all over, how's your Monday been?
Probably a 9 just out of boredom like the rest of the day.
She's like, my chaotic neutral is 9. If we do nothing, it's 9. It's fantastic.
The dog is still bored.
Yeah, the dog's like, yeah, I'm still not interested in what's going on. So, Peyton, thank you so much for joining us. Can you introduce this incredible, good-looking gentleman sitting to your right? Who is this individual?
This is Ryan.
What's up, Ryan?
What's up, dude? How are you, man?
Hey, man, we're living the dream, bro. I got to say, 10 out of 10 on the table, and your hair's fantastic.
I so much appreciate that. I heard you guys talking about it earlier, and I'm over here blushing. Thank you.
Dude, absolutely. And what's the pupper's name? Who is this rock star you have with you?
His name is Tobias.
Oh, hi, Tobias. Tobias looks like he's having a 9 out of 10 as well.
He's 3 months old. He's my puppy.
Oh,
My first dog.
Tobias is like, you know what? I'm just going to chill right here.
Are we live?
Are we live? That's cool, man.
All right. Not gonna do anything different.
Tobias is having a 9 out of 10 as well. So thank you guys for spending some time with us. Real quick, Peyton, we've been looking at your social media. You're moving and grooving, man. You're really cutting the rug and making some dents in the entertainment industry. And we're so extremely excited to have you spending some time with us. And you also have this dapper looking gentleman join you to play a little guitar for you as well. So before we get into it, would you mind introducing yourself and your fellow cohort and talking a little bit about who you are and where people can find you?
Yeah, so I'm Peyton Gilliland, and you can find me on all social media platforms at Peyton Gilliland, and I'm a pretty chill girl. I live in Alabama. I go to Nashville a lot, probably about twice a month. And other than that, I just kind of stay home and ride my horses and listen to music a lot and play with my puppy. And this is Ryan, and he's a college student.
Nashville native, which is how we originally came together. So.
Yeah.
She's like, and this is Ryan.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. That's all you really need to do. Ryan, what year are you in college?
I'm actually a senior this year, so I'm almost out. I originally came to Nashville for college and, kind of played music all my life and been an instrumentalist, and came to Nashville for the instrumentalist scene. And after a number of years doing that, I ended up here. So
nice, my man. How long have you and Peyton been working together?
We've been together like about
Almost a year.
Yeah, around a year.
Nice, man. How has it been working with different musicians? I mean, clearly you're in a different kind of like echelon of your life than Peyton is. So I imagine your musical career you've played with more artists than just Peyton. So how is it working with Peyton, who fantastic energy, incredible creativity, superb drive, and incredible support structure as well? Like, how's the experience for you been?
Well, I mean, and like I said, I'm an instrumentalist, so a lot of people in Nashville will refer to that as a hired gun. So I'll, if somebody needs a guitar player, they call me and I go, okay, I'll learn your songs, I'll play the parts and stuff. And at this point, I've played with a number of people, but having the opportunity to play with Peyton has really been a phenomenal experience for me. Not only because she's young and incredibly talented and has wonderful songs that she writes, but she has a wonderful group of people that we play with as well, like our bass player, our drummer. It's an awesome experience to be with them every single time. And there's a certain kind of energy that I feel like I find when I'm playing with all these people. So as far as playing with Peyton, I could not be happier. I'm very lucky to be doing this.
That's so sweet.
That's awesome. Peyton, he can't hear your answer. How's Ryan as a guitarist? Don't worry, you can tell us the truth.
He's
He can't
awesome.
hear any of
He's so good.
Yeah, sometimes when you lock onto that energy, you find a certain energy that's really, really awesome with a group of people, man. You wanna keep that around. You wanna stay involved with that.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, for sure, man. And being in the music industry for quite some time, I'll tell you, like when you find that magic with a musician, like hold on to it, because there are millions of musicians. They may be fantastic people and incredible musicians, but that doesn't always mean that there's going to be that click, that kind of like synchronized emotion.
Yeah.
I play music with a lot of people, and there's in all of the musicians that I've played with, 2 guitarists that I've played with have gotten it, like emotionally gotten it. My man Garrett Manning and the great and illustrious Commodore here. It's one of those things where like whatever they add to the music, it touches your soul, and you know this is the right song. They get it. Like this vibes with the emotional content, it vibes with the story, because it's not only the lyrics and the vocal melody to tell the story, but it's the music as well. And as an instrumentalist, I can almost guarantee you Ryan knows that. Like you can tell an entire story through emotion of just the music with no words at all. So if you can find that happy balance between the emotion that the music carries and the emotion that the vocal melody and the lyrics carry, that's a shining star right there, and that's very rare.
We've got a great group of musicians, and it's sad that all of them can't be here right now. We're in Alabama, so he drove down today to be a part of this interview, and we miss him though.
I was about to say, he said he's a musician in Nashville. You're in Alabama, so he drove all the way to just rock and roll. I mean, I'm pretty sure he drove there for the table. I would drive there for the table just because.
Yeah, I don't know. Really, I came for the table.
I knew it. The truth has been told, baby. I love it, man. That's awesome. Ryan, where are you originally from?
I originally grew up actually in the great state of Michigan. I'm from right near a city named Ann Arbor, if you've ever heard of that. Go Blue. And I, like I said, originally came to Nashville about 4 years ago because I'm a senior in college now, to go to Belmont, which is one of the universities located in Nashville. And I fell in love with the city right as I got here. And I tell people that I'm a Nashville native. I didn't technically grow up in Tennessee, but it's where my heart belongs right now. So.
I was just about to say that if that's where you feel like your soul vibes and your heart belongs, then yeah, man, that's where it is. You're home, you know, which is really great. So now that you're a senior in college, how is what is the future looking like for you, Ryan? Like, what is your next step after you go from being a senior, you go to being a freshman all over again in life?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm actually wondering that myself. I mean, I'm kind of just playing it as it goes. I'd love to be doing music for a living, and I'm very lucky to be playing with people like Peyton and other people that I'm involved with. But as far as being a student goes, I'm in college because my parents wanted me to get a degree, and I'm checking that box. But I plan to stay in Nashville as opposed to anything else. Like I said, I've fallen in love with the city, and as long as I can keep doing this, my fingers work, I'll be playing guitar somewhere because it's my passion. It's what I love to do. So
protect those fingers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right.
That is incredible. And Peyton, I have to ask, like the great Commodore and I were listening to a lot of your music before, and you write from such a soulful place. It's like you have an old soul. Like it's very interesting for anybody at any age to be able to write with such lyrical content and emotional content. Like where do you derive this from? Where are you picking this energy up from? Like you speak of experiences that I couldn't even. Some people that I know that are my age have never experienced anything like that, and you sing about it like you lived that life. And it's very, very interesting to see such a young artist be able to take up this wisdom and this incredible knowledge from like a lifetime of experiences and put it into a 3-minute song. So how old were you when you started writing your songs or poems? How old were you when you started creatively writing?
So I'll say I probably started writing actually not that long ago, probably when I was 14. And I'll tell you, my secret is bad relationships.
Amen, brother.
They're great for musicians, even though they suck. They're really great for writing purposes.
Yeah. That is very true. It's it's most certainly an inspiration, and I think a lot of people from bad relationships write to get it out of their head and onto the paper.
For sure.
And for me personally, it lives here in the lyrics, so it doesn't have to live here. And
exactly.
It torment me. It gets to be here, and if I ever need to touch that nostalgic bone, I can go back and play the song, remember what it felt like, but then I can put it back on the shelf when I'm done. You know, and it's and you're right. You know, a lot of that lyrical content, a lot of great songs come from bad relationships. You know, confusing, hurtful relationships. Sometimes it's hard to see the forest from the trees.
Extreme emotion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Extreme emotions.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh my gosh, what a cute dog.
This is Luke. His sister Leia is on the couch behind me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Nice, great name.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. So without further ado, Ryan, looks like you got your guitar ready to rock and roll. Would you guys mind playing a jam for us?
For sure.
Yes,
Nice,
absolutely.
man. Yeah, I'll give the camera's all yours. Introduce the song. Tell us a little bit about it. And ladies and gentlemen, Peyton and Ryan.
Okay, so this song is called Empty. It's actually not released yet, so this is a little special thing for you guys. And it's about just being in a relationship and knowing that the other person isn't putting as much work into it as you are, and knowing that there's not really much you can do about it, and it just kind of makes you feel empty. Young, dumb, little too naive. When I met you, fell fast. You weren't there to catch me. Guess I knew. Deep in my heart, you weren't the one, but I tried so hard to make us become what I wanted it to be. But I couldn't make that dream come true. I changed my hand, you just stayed. And I wound up empty, empty, empty. Gave you all that I had. Can't take it back. 'Cause I let you in. Part of you stayed. Now I can't give it back. Deep in my heart, you weren't the one, but I tried so hard to make us become what I wanted it to be. I couldn't make that dream come true. I changed my hair, you just stayed. And I wound up empty, empty, empty. Sometimes it still hits me, feeling kinda heavy, when I think of what I hope that we could be. Deep in my heart, you weren't the one, but I tried so hard to make us become what I wanted it to be. But I couldn't make that dream come true. I changed my hair, you just stayed. And I wound up empty, empty, empty.
Wow, that was awesome.
Thanks,
You killed me with the harmonies, bro. You killed me. I didn't know you were gonna come out of the chamber. Harmonies, man. That was crazy. Peyton, that was incredible. That was a beautiful song. Well done. I wanted to buy it immediately.
Beautiful. And,
well, you have the chance. I think it's going to come out in February. We're not exactly sure yet.
That's too long away. That's too long away.
We need it faster.
I really liked that it was. I really liked it with just the acoustic guitar.
Oh, it
you
sounds
do
beautiful.
that? You do a full band version of that, or is it?
No, this one's actually pretty stripped down. It stays about that.
That's all you need, man. That was absolutely incredible, man. Absolutely beautiful.
I mean, we're super biased because we both play acoustic guitar and we don't have a drummer or a bassist.
Also true.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I will say this. I want to give a huge shout out to the table. Great job.
providing a portion of the acoustics this evening.
Absolutely. Absolutely, fan. That was absolutely beautiful. When is that's an unreleased song? Is that newly written, or is that something you wrote a while ago that you're just bringing out of the collection, or where did that one come from?
So it's one of the newer ones. We wrote it probably a few months ago, and so it's already recorded and everything. It's ready to go. Just waiting on the right time to release it. And in the meantime, if you want to hear some of my stuff, you can go to Spotify, Peyton Gilliland. All the other stuff is there, and all the other stuff is more like rock poppy. There's a lot more instruments than just guitar.
Yeah, right.
There was a lyric in there where you had said that you were changing your brain, but then to them you were just being you. Like
Yeah.
you're doing what is that lyric? Could you say
It
that
says,
again?
I changed my hair, you just stayed you, which I did change my hair. It was blue, it was purple, now it's gray. It's originally blonde, but I think I'm going to keep the gray for a long time. I really like it.
Yeah, it looks you look like a rock
Thank
star.
you.
Just throw it out there. But man, that was awesome. The lyrical content there was absolutely fantastic. That was
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And the harmonies, the guitar, super simple, super broken down, and I like the little whoops you did at the end, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I'm a guitar player, so sometimes I'm a guitar nerd out.
You can tell Ryan. How long have you been playing guitar for?
I've been playing guitar for a long time. It's probably been like 10 years at this point, but
okay.
I know that I started in the 3rd grade. So however old I was at that point.
What was your inspiration? Was it a family member? Was it a friend? Did you see something on TV? Did you just find a guitar at a Circle K and you decided you were going to take it and be a rock star? How'd that all work out?
Well, a guitar for me actually started on a video game. I'm sure you guys have heard of Guitar Hero.
Of course.
When I was a kid, yeah, right. When I was a kid, I had a version of Guitar Hero 3 on my Wii, and I got super good at it. And I was it was so cool, the idea to me being in front of people and playing on stage. And I was like, well, if I could be really good at Guitar Hero, I could probably be really good at guitar. It can't be that much more difficult. And it was, but I still decided to learn it. And I eventually learned who John Mayer was, and he was a huge inspiration for me as far as new modern guitar players go. And I was big into him through high school, and ever since then, it's kind of just been a rabbit hole of finding different players and styles, and trying to perfect playing guitar and what that means to me. So.
I was about to say, because earlier when we were talking, the timbre that you have with your voice and the pitch that you have with your voice, I knew you could sing, and I'm really glad that we got to hear some harmonies there, because that was absolutely fantastic. You guys really go well with each other. It's extremely complimentary. It's always interesting to hear two different voices come in at completely different frequencies. Same note, same octave, same key, same everything, but the pitch of Peyton's voice, which is that little kind of that higher ethereal kind of feeling, and then Ryan comes in and he's given that support and that sultry structure that gives almost that dynamic side emotion where Peyton's telling you how she's feeling, but Ryan's bringing that soul in and telling you what's really going on in the heart and the spine of the whole thing.
Blended really well.
Yeah, it was blended really, really well, man. That was absolutely fantastic. I'm excited for February now. Now I'm super excited.
I'll be counting on the days.
Me too.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. And Peyton, for you as a writer and for you as a musician, you said you just started about 4 years ago, where you really started kind of writing and creating. How long have you been singing for?
So I've been singing, all my life, but singing in front of people since I was probably 6. Started in church, as most people do. And then I started taking lessons with a Broadway singer. Her name was Luce, and she's out of Huntsville. And it just kind of snowballed from there. I started taking lessons in Nashville, and then I started writing songs, started recording my own songs, and really just kind of blossomed into an artist.
Wow. And most certainly, it's always interesting. It's always extremely motivating to see young artists that find good leadership, good inspiration, good peers. The entertainment industry can be very fickle, and I'm sure you've experienced a part of this already, Peyton.
Yeah.
But by all means, hold those people that love you and truly will tell you the truth very, very close to you, because you're going to meet a lot of people that are going to tell you whatever you want to hear. And Ryan seems like a super, super genuine dude, which is really great. So I'm glad you guys are able to partner with each other. We have a couple questions coming in from the community themselves. One says, tell us about the Grammys. Yeah, tell us about the Grammys.
So we don't know much more other than just the consideration right now until about the 23rd of this month. So that's coming up, and we're just kind of biting our nails, waiting to see what happens with it. But even just the consideration blew our minds. We just kind of submitted it, not expecting anything to happen. So even just the consideration was a win for us.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. The fact that you're and I love the fact that you look at it that way. That's really, really important to already see that as a win. The fact that you're already considered is that alone is an incredible thing.
We're not on the Grammys.
Yeah, to take it a step further, to see where it goes. I mean, and to know that this is not your first or your last Grammy nomination. like it's going to keep happening over and over and over again, and it's a matter of numbers now. Just keep putting out those freaking hits.
Well, I mean, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're eventually evolve and learn
if you don't win a
grow.
Grammy for Empty, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight somebody. Dude, that's right. I'm going wherever the Grammys are, and me and the Commodore, we're bringing the table, and we're gonna take it downtown to Chinatown. Yeah, you don't want to mess with the table, bro. The table doesn't play around.
Yeah, right.
So, when are some of your upcoming live shows? What do you guys have coming up in the hopper?
So right now we don't really have anything planned just because of COVID and all that, but we're hoping to get something lined up soon because we so badly want to get back out there because it's so much fun for us. But
Absolutely.
Right now we don't have much planned.
Gotcha. Do you guys do live broadcasts at all? Or are you finding a live streaming platform where you can kind of keep it going and play for the audience? Or
we haven't actually, but that would be a really good thing to look into. We should definitely do that.
Are you kidding? Absolutely, man. There's so many out there, and we started doing this about 3 years ago, pre-COVID, and there wasn't a lot of people doing this, so we were kind of pioneers when it came along to being able to truly utilize social media platform and the live streaming apparatus for what we really thought it could be. And I've been touring for 20 years, so it was really nice to now travel to people's homes and to play in their kitchens and to meet grandma and granddad and their family and their friends, and they're creating incredible menus that have been passed down for like 3 and 4 generations. Standing on stage at Hard Rock Live and House of Blues is one thing, but standing in grandma's kitchen with 30 of her closest friends and family while you're enjoying like her 4th generation lasagna is just freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we're really able to find a lot of success with the social media platforms, and I guarantee that is absolutely a way. If you guys connect to our audience so quickly with one song, I could only imagine how broad your reach would be. If you were to kind of light the candle under that. And again, I don't know how much we can do to help, but if you ever have any questions, let us know. We've been doing it for a hot second.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Are you kidding? Thank you. Crazy. So would you guys be down to play another song, or do you guys?
Of course. Yeah.
That's so cool. Sweet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again,
he's ready.
He moved the capo from 2 to 3, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, yeah.
You got it right.
He's either neurotic and he just can't stop moving, or he's playing another song. I was hoping.
It's a little bit of both.
Oh, okay. Heard that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Peyton and Ryan. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to give it to them. They're going to tell you all about this song, and then they're going to melt your freaking heart. Here we go.
So this next song is called Ghost. It's about being in a long-distance relationship and really just missing the person so much that when you close your eyes, you can really just pretend that they're there with you. It's been a few days since I've seen your face. Your laughter echoes all around this place. Your side of the bed is empty. I'll clutch your pillowcase to hold the smell of you. Our conversations just don't entertain much more than the fact that we're both in pain. I'm counting down the days till you walk in that door, killing them. I just miss you. The way you love me, the way you hold me. I feel your venom fingers tracing my skin. The way you love me, the way you hold me. Even when you're not here, the ghost of you is there. The ghost of you, the ghost of you. Even when you're not here, the ghost of you is there. In my dreams, I'm lying next to you. When I'm awake, I'm searching crowds for you. So I'll play your favorite records and dance like you were here. I'll linger in these moments, cause I'm this. The way you love me, the way you hold me. I feel your venom fingers tracing my skin. The way you love me, the way you hold me. Even when you're not here, the ghost of you is here. The ghost of you, the ghost of you. Even when you're not here, the ghost of you is here. I want you here. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth sure thing. The way love me, the way hold me, I feel your bent fingers tracing my skin. The way love me, the way hold me, even when you're not here, the ghost of you is here. Ghost of you, even when you're not here, the ghost of you is here. I want you
Yeah, man, that was fantastic. Super groovy, man. Is that a song that you guys play stripped down as well, or is that a full band song?
This is a full band
it's a
song.
full band.
I had a feeling. I could hear the bass. I could hear the drums. I could hear everything, man. That's absolutely incredible. I thought so. I thought I recognized that name as well. Man, that is super cool. So that specific song, where can people go to hear that one?
You can listen to it on all streaming platforms. Just look up the name Ghost and Peyton Gilliland, and you can find it anywhere.
So I love that answer. You can find it anywhere. I'm checking out her SoundCloud, and she's got that up there. It's under recents. If you go to Peyton Gilliland Music, and it's right there, 05 Ghost, which is super cool. I see one that says unreleased hits. I'm hoping that Empty is in there, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Even though it's unreleased. I keep wanting there to be. I keep trying to put it there using my mind bullets, but
guess we're just gonna have to watch the show over again to hear it
right.
until February.
Exactly. I'm just gonna have to watch the show over and over again for the next 4 months. You guys are killing me. Oh,
So
man.
my birthday's on February 16th. Let's make it happen.
Coordinated.
I was about to say, do you guys have a release date for?
Well, actually, Mom just said she thinks it is the 16th, so that's
Oh,
very
snippity
special.
Snap, baby. I love it, man.
Happy birthday to me.
I know. Man, that is awesome. I'm really glad. So Ryan and Peyton, how did you guys find each other? How did that happen?
So actually, through my vocal coach, who is a Belmont professor, his name is Jamie Wigington. He worked with him a lot longer than he's worked with me, but he actually made almost all the connections with band members. Well, actually, yeah, I think all of them.
Yeah, a good majority of them.
But it started with Ryan and Sam, who is Ryan, obviously, and then Sam is the bass player, and they kind of came as a package deal, and it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Good job.
I'll never forget too the way that, because she said Jamie was the one that obviously got me the gig. I'll never forget, because I played a lot, because like she said, he's a voice professor at Belmont. I played in many of his lessons, and one day I came in and I was doing what I normally do, accompanying voice students at Belmont, and he pulled me aside after I got done with his lesson, and he was like, "Hey, so I got this gig, and they need a guy for a music video that looks cool. You want the job?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do that. I can try."
Are you saying I look cool?
Yeah, right. I'll be a cool guy. Who doesn't want to be a cool guy?
I
Who
can
says
try.
no to that? Oh, you need a cool guy? Nah, I'm not your guy.
Yeah,
I
I
don't want to be a cool guy in a music video. Who wants to be a cool guy in a music video? Not me. That's crazy.
Wonder what that's like.
Man, that is awesome. And I like how organic it is. I like how that is as simple as that worked out. And a lot of times that's how it kind of works out, like the simplest things. I played soccer for a long time, and over 75% of goals are scored on less than 3 passes. So if you see a team pass, it's probably not going to happen. But the fewest moves will get you to the finish line quicker. And it sounds like you have a fantastic vocal coach, Peyton, who really has not only your best interest currently in mind, but also your future in mind.
Yes.
And I've always encouraged people to work with vocal coaches, like continue to work with vocal coaches. And I've had some friends like, "Why? Do you think I'm a bad singer?" I'm like, "No, I want you to continue to be a better singer and grow and sing properly." Like, look at all the greatest sports stars in the world. Every greatest sports star has a coach. It doesn't matter how good you are. Like the ones that are top of the world. LeBron James got a coach. Michael Jordan had a coach. Tiger Woods got a coach. Like, these are people that were at the top of their games, but they still had coaches. And that's the reason that they've had so much longevity. That's the reason they've lasted so long, because they have a coach teaching them the proper way, especially as a singer. Like, you got to protect your vocals. You got to protect your voice. Same thing with Ryan, like, to be able to play properly, to steer away from carpal tunnel, to understand how to play properly, to use the right form. And when it comes to working out, you can work out and lift weights all day long, but if you're using the wrong form, you're not doing yourself any good at all. And it's the same thing with playing and singing and even kind of navigating the entertainment industry, to have good people that have your best interest in mind and look and say, okay, cool. Like I'm doing this because I believe in what I'm hearing. Like I'm going to come to Ryan and say, hey, I believe in what's going on with this young artist. And, we think you guys could really vibe with each other and help each other. And you guys seem like two very cool people that magically are able to.
No, not me.
Get out of here. Get out. I'm going to fight you, Ryan. Me and the table are coming after you, dog.
Yeah, right.
But that's so I gotta say, how big is your arsenal as a full band when you go out and play songs? Like how many songs originals do you guys have to pick and choose from?
I think we have, our set is 13 right now. So that's like, but not all of them are originals. I think 4 of them are covers.
Yeah.
I noticed in your about section you mentioned the names Amy Winehouse and Adele as
Yeah.
influences. Do you cover any of their songs?
Favorites, yeah.
Do you cover any Adele songs or Amy Winehouse?
Yes,
songs?
actually. We just added one 2 weeks ago, I think. It's Turning Tables.
I love that song.
She's even got the accent.
And even Ryan got super excited about that too.
Yeah, I love Adele, and I especially love that song. And eventually, when they were texting me in the group chat, they were like, "All right, we're thinking we might do an Adele song." I immediately texted Peyton. I was like, "Let's do Turning Tables. We have to do Turning Tables."
That's a great song. I really enjoy that song.
Man, that's awesome, and I'm glad that you guys you find common ground in music that really moves both of you, moves all of you. Like it's not just one person being like, "Hey, I really like this song." The band's like, "Meh," like you send it out, and the band's like, "Yeah, let's do this." And I really like a good leader is only a good leader if they understand how to follow the band that they're with.
That's a very good point. Yeah,
that's it, man. To be a great leader, you have to understand how to be a good teammate and how to be a good support. And a lot of people when they lead a group or lead a band or lead a company, they do it more. They don't really do it democratically. They do it the other way, where I'm going to tell you what you're going to play. But in your case, you're like, hey, what do you guys think of an Adele song? So you put it out there. You open up the forum for conversation and for input, and then your band says, man, absolutely. And Ryan jumps in, hey, man, let's do Turning Tables. Let's do this. And then the band gets excited about it intrinsically, which then ultimately turns into a fantastic performance when everybody's really excited. That would I heard Peyton sing At Last by Etta James, one of my favorite songs.
Yes.
I love
Yes. Another cover we do.
That's a beautiful song. So of the originals that you guys play, I'm going to go one by one. Ryan, what is your favorite original to play on stage?
Oh, my favorite original to play on stage. Well, there's one that she is, I think you have that one out. That's on the last EP that you did, Dangerous, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a song that I was actually able to play guitar on in the studio. And that one for me is my favorite original to play because it was a guitar part, like the sound of it on the record, I was able to make myself. And I kind of came up with all of the things that you hear in the record version of it. So for me, that's my favorite because every time I play it live, it feels like I had a piece in like creating what that song came to be.
Yeah,
which you did. Yeah, that's my favorite for sure. That one, and then there's another one, a really fun one we do in A minor called Ones That Leave, which is
that's my favorite.
Yeah. Peyton jumped on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome. And how big is your band? 4-piece, 5-piece, 37-piece?
It's we have Ryan, we have Sam, the bass player, drums, and we have 2 backup singers. So that's nice. 6, including me.
I feel like Sam, the bass player, is his full name legally.
Yeah,
every time she said Sam the bass player.
Yes,
I used to be Billy the bass player, so I get you, Peyton. I know where you're coming from, but
so with the backup singers,
you look like a bass player too. When you meet the guy, you're like, "Oh, you're Sam the bass player."
You're Sam the bass player. I know you. I see you right here, Sam the bass player.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
So with the backup singers in the band, Ryan, you don't sing any backup or harmonies in.
I do sing backup. The 2 backup vocalists that we have, because I do, but I do them a little more sparsely. I have like certain parts that I do on certain songs only when it needs me. But we have 2 girls. One of them is on The Voice right now, actually. And both of them are killers. The one was on The Voice, and then the other we have, she's a Belmont student as well. She's a grade above me, but both of them are just absolutely phenomenal singers.
They're great people too. They're great to be around. Really fun.
They absolutely are.
So let's move past COVID times. Is the idea to tour? Is the idea to create? Is the idea to what is your business mindset when it comes to what you're going to do with your project once all this craziness is past us and we get the green light to really get out there? Like, what plans do you guys have for the project?
We've definitely talked about tour. That's definitely something that we're thinking about. That would be definitely happening probably already if it weren't for COVID. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things that would be in the works. And of course, like lots of writing, more recording and releasing songs and all that kind of good stuff too. But yeah, tour would definitely be one of the things we would consider.
Absolutely. I don't see why not. To be able to move people through social media is one thing, you know, and one of the things that we get a lot is like we've been streaming live 3 days a week for 3 years, and we have a lot of people join our Friday night show, but when we actually go to their kitchen, they'll come up after the show and they'll say, man, I've been watching you guys live on TV for, you know, a couple of years and you're
That's
great,
awesome.
but live, the emotional content is just, there's so much there. So when
Yes,
you see somebody
absolutely.
live and you see them pouring that emotion out and you're there to share the energy. And I think that's one of the big things that I miss from like the live aspect of getting out
Oh,
and playing with
absolutely,
people
yeah.
is that like collaboration of shared energy and shared emotion and shared experience. You know, I saw a band a while ago and they were on stage and they started the first song and they said, we don't want you guys to think that you're down there and we're up here, so we're going to come down there. And they all got off the stage and they came down and they played with everybody. And it was so crazy because like here they are 15 feet away from you, and you're sharing the same exact level and you're sharing this song. And it wasn't like we're watching this band play the song and we're just singing along. We were all singing together. And like I'll never forget that. You know, so like the emotional content that comes with playing live is so intoxicating, you know, and I definitely recommend, like I've been in theater and entertainment my whole life, and being on stage is so much fun, especially when you don't get a second take. Like you push through, you make it happen when it comes to improv, and especially when you're on stage with your band. Like being on stage with your band and interacting with each other and having a great time and just rocking and rolling and covering all your stage area and putting together the choreography and putting together the show itself is so much fun, you know. And it's a lot of people, they focus on eating the cake, which is just playing this show, but they really have to, a lot of people fail to realize that's the result of hours and hours and weeks and months and
Yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah, and not only that, but when you get on stage, like you said, I mean, when the pressure's on and you like, as far as like say improv, if you're a band with a band and you have to take a solo, that's where growing happens too. Because there's so much practice that goes into getting there, but then once you're on stage in front of people, then it's like down to brass tacks. It's like, okay, what have I learned? And then you come out of that experience so much stronger because you were put on the spot, you know? So
absolutely. And I think you really hit the nail on the head. Like being put on the spot is one of the things that forces us to evolve. It forces us to, like the very first time I ever played House of Blues, it was a 45-minute set, and one of the guys come out, and I had just been hired for this gig. It was like, yeah, we got House of Blues in 10 days. Can you learn these songs? I'm like, sure, let's do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So the guitarist comes up, he's like, hey man, I know you feel like we have a 45-minute set, but you're going to blink and it's going to be over and we're going to be loading out.
Yes.
Like, that'll be interesting. That's exactly how it was. We got up, our set started, next thing you know, we were done, we were breaking down. And I was like, what?
Yeah, but that's a sign of that you enjoy it. The faster it goes by, the more that you love what you do.
Yeah, and you nailed it right there, man. We played a couple of gigs where as soon as we get there, we're like, this energy's kind of weird. Like it's one of those shows where you're just pouring out energy and the return isn't there, but you have to keep pouring out the energy because like you still have to play like you're playing for 10,000 people, even if there's just 4. You know, so it's very, very interesting, but it causes us to appreciate that time when we do have a really great crowd and also push forward and know that, yes, we may be playing to a small crowd, but that one person, they're going to remember it, and I want them to know that we gave absolutely everything we had when we came out and we played for it. And Peyton, have you ever toured before? Ryan, I imagine you have, because you've been in the business for a hot second, so I imagine you spent some time on tour. Is that true?
Well, I've done, levels of touring. I mean, it comes in all shapes and forms, believe me. But I've been on the road a decent bit at this point, for sure.
Nice, man. That was a when you first went on tour, were you excited, scared? Was it a combination of both? Like, how would you feel when you first left home and you were like, all right, here we go, show number 1?
Well, I mean, when I first was moving to Nashville, I had no idea what to expect. So that was definitely nerve-wracking, but I was really fortunate. Like I said, I'm a senior at Belmont right now, and I'm really fortunate to be there because one of the best parts about being at a school like that is the student body that it attracts is so unique. So I was very fortunate in having so many kids that were my age around me that were passionate about music as well. And so after I spent a good amount of time in that community learning what I could from others, by the time that I picked up a gig where I was going on the road, I was ready for sure. I mean, I practiced a bunch at that point, and like, you know, I moved to Nashville to do this, and so if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna be like, heck yeah, let's do it. So
absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Peyton? Have you spent any? I know you're kind of new to the industry. Have you spent any time on tour, or is that something?
No, I haven't done that yet, but I'm really excited to do it. Actually, we as a band, we've actually only played 2 shows together because right when we got together is when COVID kind of started. So we were fortunate enough to get in one good gig before COVID started, and then you know we've just been kind of sitting ducks and just doing a bunch of practices and stuff since then, but not really many performance options at the moment.
Gotcha.
But there's lots of good things in the works. Right. That we can assure.
Yes. Absolutely. One tip for touring: try all the food. That's it.
Yes.
Go to all the cities, try all the food. Don't go to places that you recognize. Don't go to chain restaurants. Go to the little hole in the wall that you find right by the gig where you have a little bit of a break so you can go and get something incredible that will blow your mind. You know, that's a but man, touring is a lot of fun, and not everybody's cut out for it. So it's very interesting. Like I played in so many bands who are like, I can't wait to tour. I'm like, have you ever toured before? They're like, no. I'm like, oh.
You know what you're getting into, man.
Not everybody's cut out for it, man. But honestly, like the very first tour I ever found myself on, I found out real quick I am cut out for it, and I loved it to pieces. It was I could not wait till the next tour. I couldn't wait till the next trip. I couldn't wait till the next show. Like it was so much fun to meet all these types of people all over the country, to be able to play and create memories and just meet them for a short period of time, to be able to share that energy and experience the culture that exists throughout the entire country. Yes, we're one country, but we are an amalgamation of incredible people from all over the planet. And you guys are going to meet so many amazing people on this journey. I'm so happy for you guys to experience this. And for all this COVID stuff, get out of here, COVID. We got things to do.
Oh my God.
Ryan got some things to do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So about your writing process, how many songs do you guys have that you write at one time? Do you write one and then you finish that? Do you have a couple in the works? Like, how do you guys come up with your new originals?
So it really just depends on what location we're at. If I'm in Nashville, I'll do 1 or 2 writes, you know, kind of sprinkle them in between practices or video shoots or photo shoots, all the other stuff I've got going on. But periodically we'll have writers retreats, and we do them here. And we'll have a few people come and stay, and we will write, I mean, as many songs as we can in a day. They'll come for about 3-4 days and write, I mean, 5-6 songs a day. So it's a big thing. We usually only do it once a year because we get so many songs out of it, but we'll probably do another one of those soon.
Sure. And would you mind going a little bit into the writing process? Like, how was Empty written? Like, how did that happen? Where did the music come from? The vocals come from? Are you a lyricist, but you also create the music and then the band picks it up from there? How do you guys do that?
So for me, it really just depends on the day, because sometimes I can come in and contribute a lot to writes, and it be very, very about me, you know, all those kind of things. And sometimes, I mean, sometimes you just don't have ideas, and sometimes the other person will contribute an idea, and you just kind of add going around about normal life, and I'll have like a lyric pop into my head, and I'll write it down, and then come into a write, and we'll just expand on that idea and that, or that lyric, or you know, that type of thing.
Absolutely. You're speaking of, that's precisely how I write a lot of my songs. I'll wake up at 3:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in my dream I hear a song, and I'm like, there's the chorus, there's the vocals, I've got this line. Let me wake up, and I'll write it down on my phone. I'll just write the lyric down, and then usually as if I can collect that, and sometimes I'll even do like a little vocal recording. And sometimes I'll wake up the next morning and I'll be like, I'm pretty sure I recorded something last night. I'll look at my notes. I'm like, oh, no way, I did. That's totally crazy. You know, and from that one line, we're able to derive an entire story.
Right.
So I really like that there's that shared creative idea there. We've spoken to a couple artists, and very similar. You know, the like one line will stick out, or one tiny thing will happen in my life, and I'll grab that one instance and I'll create an entire story about that one moment, because there's so much emotion in one blink of an eye. It's very interesting to be able to kind of like spread that out and say, in this one moment, although it was just a couple seconds, all of this emotion existed in this one moment, and I'm going to extrapolate that, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to create a song, and we're going to create some memories just for that 1 second.
Right.
So that's really incredible. I like the fact that you have writing sessions. Like, that's really cool. Have an entire writing session. Everybody comes over, and you just write your asses off and create an incredible amount
it's
of
a lot of
songs.
fun. It's very exhausting at times, but It is a lot of fun. Usually on the last day, we're all kind of just a little bit like brain dead, and we all have to like kind of drink an extra cup of coffee. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So Ryan, I gotta know about the guitar.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Do you come up with like chord progressions and then insert little ditties in there, or do you like find a lick that's just fun to play and then just expound on that like with the lyrics?
Well, it's kind of, it happens in different ways. For me, I'm definitely more of a lead concentrated type of guitarist. I mean, like I said earlier, John Mayer was like a huge influence on me, and all I wanted to do when I was like early in high school and I saw him was like, I want to play the blues. I want to be amazing at like playing licks. So it comes from that. Usually it starts with the lick. Rarely does it start with a chord progression for me, but that's just because I think that's what I gravitate more to. But very often I find inspiration through other players that are a lot better than me. And to become something great, you have to have a teacher. You have to have people that you learn from. So very often I'll go back and I'll listen to like maybe, some of my favorite country records, and I'll sit down and I'll focus on like certain parts of the song and just by ear try and figure them out. And not only does that make your ear a lot better, but it helps you go places on the guitar that you like feel like you haven't gone before. So I would say it starts with licks usually. And then once I figure those out, I go, wait, I've never been there before. Like, oh, how did I do that? So it's trial and error is the bottom line. It's just doing stuff you don't get, and then it's like, oh, that was kind of cool. So
yeah, how I learned how to play guitar. I've never had any classes or teachers or anything. For like probably 10 years, all I did was learn covers. I liked the way the guitar sounded, and I wanted to just somehow recreate that. And then it evolved into, singing and playing all by myself, just being able to play a whole song by myself with the guitar and the vocals. And I learned that over time, just learning so many different songs and so many different styles and so many different guitar players, like it teaches you different styles and different ways to play, and you learn new chords with every new song that you learn. And now I've gotten to the point where I know like so many different kinds of shapes and finger positions or whatever. I'll come up with a chord progression. Actually, it's both ways. Sometimes it's a lick, sometimes it's a chord progression.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Like the song we just played tonight was Elevate. That was just a little lick that I was playing. I had the C shape on. I had my capo on. And I was, diddling around, and he's like, "Yeah, keep doing that."
Yeah. Oh, dude. If I had a dime for every time that happened to me, where I'm like screwing around, and my buddy's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just playing." Like, no, keep playing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. And I love being able to do that. So it's one of my favorite ways to write. Like I like playing guitar and writing as well. But one of my favorite things to do is when the great Commodore sits down and he's just kind of playing on the guitar, and I can see the colors of the song, and I can like hear the emotional content. I'm like, man, I feel like this is the story. This is what I'm seeing. If I close my eyes and I listen to the music, this is the music video that I'm seeing happen in my mind. Let me sing about that. Like, let's just write about it and see what happens. And a lot of times I'll write a song and 9 years later, I still won't know like what it really is about. And then one day I'll wake up and I'll realize that just happened in my life. And I'm like, did I write about my future?
Yeah.
How did that happen? Like, how did that happen?
Definitely.
That's happened to you before, Peyton?
Oh, yes. It's definitely happened to me before.
Yeah, and it's so surreal.
It is. It's kind of scary sometimes. Like it reminds me of the saying like all songs are already written. The rock gods choose who to give them to.
Yeah.
So one of my friends said that a long time ago, that all songs are already written. They just choose you to receive it. And I was like, well, that kind of makes sense, because sometimes we play songs and I don't necessarily know where they come from. It's almost impossible for me to even take credit for it. Like, even though I wrote it, like I can't even take credit for it. All I did was I just had it in my head and I just put it on the paper. And then like some people are like, how'd you write that song? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it happened. But it's one of those things where I feel like if we just kind of open up and we connect to our id, we shed our ego, we connect to our id, and that raw emotion makes it to the paper. That's a true song. But then we kind of we overcomplicate things as humans, a lot.
Oh yeah.
When it really comes down to one of those songs that touch your soul, it's one of those natural ones where it just felt so natural to write. It was just so easy, pen to the paper, and the next thing you know, you've got the whole story, and you're moving people and you're inspiring people, and people are taking that song and they're thinking about it, and they're interpreting it as this is how they see the story, this is how they see this is how they feel this, and to be able to, and Steve Jobs said it, if you can touch somebody's heart, you can change their whole life. and music cuts right through the armor, and that's exactly what it is, and it's an incredible power. So with great power comes great responsibility.
And once again, that song "Empty" gave me goosebumps. So
seriously,
oh, we did good then.
Thank you.
Like absolutely fantastic. You guys started to play within probably 15 seconds. I was like, this is fantastic. And then
you have my heart.
Yeah, it just sounded absolutely incredible. And then when Ryan hit me with the harmonies, I almost fell out of my chair.
Get you a seatbelt.
Yeah, almost. Thankfully Luke was here, and I didn't want to fall on my own puppy. But goodness gracious, man, that was fast. That was fantastic, man. One of the things that we like to do during the show is we like to take like an in-show selfie. So what we try to do is I just use a snipping tool, which is super cool. So if you guys would be totally down for that, Ryan always has the cool look. He just has like this natural kind of like
he doesn't know how to do it any different.
He doesn't. Yeah, I think he's not even trying to be cool. I'm so jealous. It's fantastic. He'll get there. But if you guys don't mind, man, we would love to do a selfie real quick. Would that be okay?
Sure. Totally.
So,
yeah.
So we'll just look at your camera and smile, and we'll do it in 3, 2, 1. That's it. Awesome, man. Thank you guys so much. That's sweet. I'm going to snap this right here. Excellent.
That's one of the best selfies we've done.
That's a fantastic selfie. You guys are professionals. You've done this before. That's fantastic. Leanne says, Peyton is the best. I agree, Leanne.
That's so sweet.
She is the best.
Do we know Leanne? Do we know who this is, Peyton? I feel
Yes,
like we.
yes. Her
Excellent.
daughter used to ride horses at my barn.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw something on your social media that said if you're not playing music, you can be found in your barn. Like
Absolutely.
aside from riding horses, which you've mentioned a couple times, what are your favorite things to do, like in your barn? Like, what do you? I've never spent any time in a barn before.
Well, being in the barn with the horses is kind of one of those things where if you're sad or if your head is just a little bit crowded, you just go spend time with your horse, go pet him, and it's like you can tell them all your secrets, and they can never tell anybody else. So that makes me sound like a horse girl saying that I talk to my horse, but I mean, everybody needs somebody that they can tell their secrets to and know that nobody else is ever going to hear them. So it's one of those things that is very therapeutic. It's like I talk to my horse and I write songs. That's how I cope with the world.
The world.
Absolutely. We played a show about a year ago for the Wounded Warriors, and it was at it was for equine therapy. So we went to this ranch, and they had an entire week where the Wounded Warrior program would fly in, and I think this show was all women. That whole week. They brought in all of these wounded warriors that were all women, which was incredibly powerful, and they had gone through some pretty traumatic stuff. And the entire week was equine therapy. That's what they did. They spoke with the horses, and they brushed them, and they talked to them, and they rode them, and they were talking about. And you can even Google it right now. Like, it's totally a thing, Peyton. So you're not crazy. This is absolutely real.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's the type of energy that somehow exists between a horse and their rider, and their groomer and somebody spending time with them, and it's turned into a legitimate therapy where people are able to go and express themselves and calm themselves and find solace and peace and some type of calm to kind of like rest their soul. So you're talking some real stuff there, man. That's not crazy at all, and I would recommend anybody that has any questions about it, you try it, and you're going to see how incredibly powerful that it could be.
Yeah, and it comes in different forms. To kind of speak to that too, that's the way that the guitar was to me. I mean, growing up, it made such an impression on me, and when I was having a bad day or struggling with whatever I was going through at the time, I would pick my guitar up and I would just play the way that I felt, and it really is. It's therapeutic. It's a great way to say it. It's a place where you can go to release that stuff that's inside you, and you feel better after. It makes you less.
For sure.
Yeah, and I always recommend that everybody has a creative outlet all the time. Like, find some type of creative outlet, because we need to be able to express ourselves. And a lot of times when you get into like real adulthood, you can't do it at work. It's tough to come home and express your emotions if you're a leader at home or you're a guide at home, or so it's really tough to have that creative expression is absolutely imperative. And Ryan, I connect to that big time, man. Like, I've written God knows how many songs. Or because I got to a point in my mind and I just picked up my guitar, and thankfully it was there. I can say 2 times music has saved my life. It really, really has.
Oh, dude, I totally understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get to that brink of existence, you're almost just ready to break, and you feel like your whole soul's going to crumble. And it's like the guitar's there to keep it all together and glue it all back together. And I think it helps me. It's almost like armor, but it helps me express myself, and it helps me feel comfortable opening up. And if I can open it up, like Peyton, we were talking about before, and I can get the lyrics on the sheet and the emotion can exist on the paper, I can take it out of here and I can put it here.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really, really healthy, because not only, like, all the songs that we write aren't always songs that we play for people. Some are just for us. Some are just therapy for us. They're things that we may not want to share with people, but if we need to touch base with that nostalgic moment and that nostalgic emotion, we can go back and understand where it was coming from. It's like a timeline for your life, to be able to look back on songs that you write now in 20 years and say, man, I remember writing Empty. I remember writing that song. I remember feeling that way. Because as the days go by, they just stack on top of each other, and sometimes we can forget, that emotional content, where it came from. But to be able to go and reconnect with the song kind of like brings it up, and you're like, that's right, I remember that. But by that time, hopefully the pain is gone, but the experience and the wisdom remains.
And you see how far you've come.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. It's just really cool to go back. Like, for me, like, I go back and I watch a video of me playing guitar like a year ago, and I'm like, wow, I've come so far since then. Like, oh my gosh. And it's a great feeling to have. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Carlos Trujillo, a fantastic musician out of California. I just sit and allow my emotions to dictate my fingers. So and I think that really brings it up too. And I think as a writer and as a lyricist, it's very similar. I allow my emotions to dictate the lyrics. Like, I don't specifically say, I'm going to make these words rhyme. Let me write this.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't have to rhyme. They don't have to. And and a lot of people, they're stuck in this method, like, oh, I have to come up with a word that rhymes with this. And it's like you don't have to do that. You'll find a way to let the emotions speak.
Yeah.
When you find that natural moment, it's right. The hairs stand up on your arm. You get a little flush, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's it right there. Like, no questions about it. That's the lyric, or that's the note, or that's the progression, or that's the song, or that's the harmony. You just know in your soul that's the right thing to do right there. And then it moves you. It's bigger than us. I don't know how else to explain it.
Sure,
It's so much bigger than us.
You're totally right.
Yeah, we're like players in the world of music, and music's such a grand universe for us to step into, and it's almost like we're just tapping into the force that is music, and we're able to kind of bring it down to the world, but then we have to put it back when we're done. But the ability to tap into it is incredible, absolutely incredible, and it's motivational and it's moving, and I'm so excited to watch you guys grow, to watch your career continue to grow and to continue to flourish. When COVID is over, I'm excited to see you guys hitting the bus and hitting the tour and posting about it all over social media.
Come to Orlando.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
For sure.
Orlando's got some fantastic, a lot of venues, man. Hard Rock Lives and House of Blues, some really, really great stuff. I don't know who survived this whole thing. Like, because there's a lot of gigs and bars and places that they just couldn't pay the rent, man, and the landlord doesn't care, because the landlord's got to pay their rent. But with nobody coming in, no ticket sales, no musicians, no bands, like, Orlando's taken a pretty hard hit. Downtown Orlando was chock full of music, and that's what it was. It was music, entertainment, and tourism. And the three things to go with this whole thing was music, entertainment, and tourism.
Yeah, same thing happened in Nashville. I mean, Nashville is, it's Music City, right? There's so many cool, like you were talking about when you're on tour and you got to try all like the hole in the wall restaurants. There's so many just like tiny hole in the wall, like old bars that have so much like interesting essence and presence within them. And a lot of them, like, there's some really great places that didn't make it. So I get it, man. It's very unfortunate.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see the new ones that do come back up that say, okay, cool. They recognize, okay, this venue's not here anymore, unfortunately, but it's also in an open venue for a new place to come in, a new heart to come in and say, let's see if we can keep, especially Nashville. I mean, come on, man.
And we'll get there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be sad.
Nashville and New Orleans, like those two are just absolutely vibing with creativity and music, and I'm really excited to see kind of like how we bounce back, because we're resilient as Americans. We're resilient. Like, yes, you can knock us down, but we're going to come back twice as strong. So I'm excited to see when this whole thing is over, and I think it'll help people truly appreciate being able to get out there and play, and being able to go to a show. Because we're kind of spoiled too. It's like, oh yeah, what do we want to do tonight? We can go anywhere. But then when you can't go anywhere, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I can go somewhere again.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much. But that is really excited for you guys, and thank you so much for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having us.
It was a blast.
And yeah, you guys killed it. We're gonna wrap the show. Would you mind hanging in the green room for just a moment? It's a digital green room. Won't break anything. As soon as we wrap the show, we'll stop the live. We'll bring you back in. We'll do a quick wrap up. Is that okay?
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, for the next 30 seconds, I'm going to give you guys the camera. Let us know who you are, where we can find you, and tell us about yourselves.
Awesome. Okay, so like I said, you can follow me anywhere, any social media platform at Peyton Gilliland Music. I would really appreciate it if you went to check out my Instagram and my Spotify. Those are my two main things, Peyton Gilliland Music and just Peyton Gilliland on Spotify. And yeah, thank you so much for having us. I'll let Ryan say all his social medias.
Yeah. The best place to find me, I was born after the Facebook generation, so I don't use that.
Me too.
But the best place to find me, you can go on Instagram. You can type in Ryan Demers Music. My last name is Demers. Just because nobody usually knows how to spell it right. But you can find me on Instagram. I'm always posting updates of like things that I'm playing or like concepts that I've been thinking about. I like to do covers. I like to share things that I'm learning. And yeah, you can find me there and send me a message. And obviously with Peyton.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to pop you in the green room. I don't know what's left in there. Our last guest, Brett, last Monday, he kind of trashed the digital green room. We think we're getting everything back together again. I know Ryan wanted some pretty specific things, but we do have a fantastic table in there. It's not that
Okay.
table.
If you have the table, I'll be able to make it. It'll be fun.
I like this guy. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back with you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome. Absolutely incredible. Totally moving.
I love that song.
Yeah. Oh, what, Empty?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, are you kidding me? That was fantastic. Like I didn't want to blink because I had like tears in the bottom of my eyes. Like I didn't even want to blink because I'm just like holding my eyes open, trying to be stoic. I'm like, this song is not going to emotionally move me visually for other people to see that I am weeping.
Although that would be okay.
It was fantastic, man.
We also have a show to do.
That's right. A huge shout out to Peyton and Ryan for joining us. You guys got to check all of their music out. Please, by all means, if that's not one of the things that motivated you to check out all the things, I don't know what to do because both those songs were absolutely incredible. Awesome. She is a budding musician and incredible artist, and Ryan brings so much experience and so much love and so much passion to the project itself. I'm really, really excited to see them move forward. I'm excited to hear them as their full 6-piece. Like that, I mean, to see them live for a full 6-piece. If they're able to do that, to create that kind of emotion with one guitar and 2 vocals, like I'm gonna have to bring a whole box of tissues if I go see them live with a 6-piece band. Like that's gonna floor me, dude. So huge shout out to everybody for joining us. A lot of people ask us all the time, since you guys play all your shows for free, how can we support you? The best way to do it is patreon.com/KitchenKillaz. We are at 19 Patreon subscribers. We're trying to hit that 20. And FYI, over on our Twitch, we are at 33 followers. Once we hit 50, the great Commodore is bringing back the Mohawk, the Tomahawk, which I'm really excited.
Throwing it out. I'm
That's
not
right.
cutting it until we get to 50.
We need 17 more followers on Twitch, and the great Commodore is going to get. Are we doing it live?
No, I don't know.
Stutter. That means yes. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We most certainly appreciate it. We're going to rock it a little TPJ for you. Is that okay if we do TPJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
We're friends on Facebook now.
That's right. You guys have a good night. A huge shout out to all of our sponsors, Wayne Dench Incorporated, our good friend Jason Sauer, Reese Peacock from EMS Mobile Detailing, Zach and Alyssa from Castledore Studios, Turner Torres Cafe and Pizzeria, our good friend Denny, and Joel Van, the man from Lakeland Barbecue and Lakeland Ice Cream Company, keeping everything in Polk County sticky, sweet, and delicious. A huge shout out to the entire KitchenKillaz team, Jen Hogan, Shelly Wheeler, Lisa Baker. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. My name is Billy Floyd. That is
Commodore.
That's right, baby. We're the KitchenKillaz, classified as a touring acoustic duo, crashing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday, and we do it
for free.
And here's a fantastic background for you. How cool is that? Yeah, baby. And this is a little TPJ. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Never thought I'd end up 28 without a missus. Yet here we are, yeah, it's totally a thing. Making this movie about my life in quarantine. Started out hype, living life as a pirate. Then it got eclectic as time began to riot. Filmed my shots, what a terrible idea. Had a party over Zoom and got diarrhea. Ran out of toilet paper, life felt like forfeit. Turn on the news, an invasion of hornets. That's when it really truly started to unravel. I truly wish I could go motherfracking travel like motherfucking mask on, covered in ketchup. Man, I think I messed up. Need a therapist that will help me fill my loving cup. No, not with beer. They really need cheer. This conversation with myself a light year away from beer that need to poop and seize us. Sorry socks, it don't please us. Holy fracking crap, is that toilet paper Jesus? Toilet paper Jesus. 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 Toilet paper Jesus.